Welcome. Today we want to dive into a topic that's really important, especially this time of year, because a lot of people are thinking, kids are going back to school.
Right.
Maybe I should go back to work. I'm going to go grab that resume and dust it off.
Right.
We want to share the 3 reasons that your job search does not start with a resume or a LinkedIn profile today.
Yeah, and this is something that actually drives us nuts.
Mhm.
But we wanted to just clear up why.
Exactly.
You know.
Right.
All right.
So the first thing is you cannot write a resume or create a LinkedIn profile unless you really know who you are.
Right.
And there are a lot of factors in play here, right?
Right. Well, I think one of the key factors, especially when you are just making a return after an extended period of time out of the workforce, you don't know who you are because you've been so focused on everyone else in your life. And so your confidence isn't there, your understanding of what direction or anything like that.
Of what you want, of
right.
what you bring. So I think if we were to distill it down to the basics, you need to know your values because they've probably shifted since you took that break.
Yep.
You need to know your priorities for work.
Right.
So when you were 28 and working, it might have been all about the perks and the money, but now it might be more about the flexibility and the stability. Or the benefits
and mental stimulation,
challenge,
the connection with people outside of your home. So you're building a network of people that are outside of your children or, you know, elder parents that you're taking care of.
Or your kids' friends' parents.
Right, exactly.
Right. We spend a lot of time.
Yeah. So it's really about taking that time to get in touch with who you are again and what drives you, what lights you up, what navigates you in the world. And if you are feeling like that is something you couldn't even possibly explain right now, then you're going to want to look at the things that Susan was just talking about.
You also want to consider your strengths.
Mhm.
So the reflective piece of what's important for me now, what am I looking to do for myself, but also what do I bring?
Yeah.
So again, not just a list of experiences, but those skills that you have, those experiences that you've also developed, or develop new ones during your break. So really looking at the whole totality of you. That's the first step.
Yeah. Yeah. Okay. And so number 2 is to know where you're going. And you have to start with number 1 in order to even ask yourself to try to figure out number 2. So let's talk about that a little bit.
So the priorities we touched on a little bit. What am I looking for to get out of my work? I mean, if you're looking for something that's just a gig that you can do work when you want to and leave, then maybe you're looking to work as a consultant or a freelancer. If you have suddenly become the primary earner for your family, or you need to carry benefits for your family, you're going to be looking for something more traditional, a conventional work week at an office. Maybe you want to work, maybe you want to travel. Maybe that's really important. So you're going to want to look at a global opportunity. So really important to take some time to talk to other people, to explore options, to do a lot of research. So the first section is more looking inward. Now it's more looking outward to get information, to try to figure out, where do I want to go? Because the key is for you to write that resume or the LinkedIn profile that you want to start with, you've got to know who you're talking to.
Right. And I want to just put a little bit of a highlight around, you don't have to white knuckle know with 100% certainty, this is the audience that I want to be speaking to. You want to have some idea that this is a lane that is really interesting to me, is a lane that I want to test and go down. And even some of that exploring and assessing can be taking on a job.
Exactly. Right? So some people will take a job for a year. A great example, the client we were working with this morning, she took a job at a small agency just to kind of get her feet wet. She'd worked in branding. She had a really great career, took 7 years off to care for a spouse, and now is ready to go back, but didn't want to dive right back into the big agency. For her own benefit, she wanted to come up to speed on some of the new tools, build her confidence, still have the flexibility to be available for her family. Now she's ready to really dive in, and she's got a much clearer idea of specifically what she wants to do because of that intermediary position.
Right. And one of the biggest reasons you do not start with your resume or your LinkedIn profile is that you need, and that's number 3, to grow your confidence back. And your confidence is going to come from all of the work that we just talked about, all those small.
It's almost like A plus B equals C.
Exactly. Oh, that's a good way to say it. That's a really good way to say it. So it's really giving yourself the time to grow your confidence back. And, you know, we will have people that will come to us and they're like, oh, I just lack confidence. I just need to know how to grow my confidence back. Well, it takes work, and it takes looking at yourself and then asking yourself a really big question, like, where do I want to go?
And giving yourself permission to ask that question, because very often, particularly if you've taken a gap or there's any reason that your resume is somewhat unconventional and not like an easy fit, we think, well, it doesn't matter what I want.
Yes.
I just have to do whatever morph into whatever someone else wants.
Yep.
And that's going to work. And it doesn't.
Right.
And we know it as hiring managers, we can see it when you're not authentic.
It always shines through.
Mhm.
And we see it in our course with our students that when we've already done this foundational work and we get to now you're going to write your
Mhm.
resume, now you're going to do your LinkedIn profile. Some of the things that may have tripped them up
Mhm.
in doing that in the beginning are no longer issues because that confidence is now starting to grow. And it's also really important that you have some structure
Mhm.
around doing that.
So the
having an
structure could be,
accountability
yeah,
partner or
community, accountability, some product materials to kind of guide you through.
yes, we actually have a webinar on our website. It's a free webinar that you can try. We'll link it in the comments.
And this is great because it's the first
Yeah.
3 steps that you need to take to start launching your career. It's a really early steps that if you're considering writing a resume or LinkedIn that you've already skipped over and you need to go back and do.
Yes,
Yeah.
so it'll help you with that.
Mhm.
So there it is, the 3 reasons why you should not start with your resume and your profile for
A return to work.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So if you'd like to connect with us outside of our YouTube channel, you can find us on our website, which is www.preparetolaunchu.com. If you liked what you heard today, though, subscribe to our YouTube channel, hit that like button. It helps us
Mhm.
reach you on a regular basis.
And we have new content coming out every Monday, so don't miss it.
Yes.
Thanks.
Okay.